Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hello everybody, welcome back to FusioCraft. Here I am, back in Calcite Cove. It's been a while. I think I'm gonna keep the Halloween decor up throughout November. You know, it's still autumn. I've been dying to upgrade a few things around here. There's a lot of things that need some serious upgrades. And there's stuff I never completed last summer as well. Like the interior of this cafe. It's halfway done. I mean, at least we have the EZO door. Do not open, chain smoker. Pretty comfy, pretty cozy in here. But like, this entryway into the funny pub needs a lot of work. This building needs some work as well. Looking back, I need to figure out a few things. Like with this library, I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to make this look better. The theater needs a little more love as well. I feel like I built this place specifically for the redstone inside of it. That was the big thing I focused on, and I kind of slapped the rest of it together a bit in a rush, just so I could show off the redstone. Those houses, they're pretty empty. I want to have villagers roaming around there. But before I get back to Calcite Cove, I've been working a little more on Barreleye Bay between episodes, and we have a nice new building here. The communication tower. I want this building to kind of be like the info center. Calcite Cove has the visitor center, so this building could be kind of the equivalent of that. I think I want to write Barreleye Bay somewhere on this building, just because, you know, I feel like I need to have it written somewhere other than the entryway sign. This is a small little design, but I really like it. I tried to make it look like it was a purple painted building, and all of that paint has been peeling off over time. And it looks pretty faded as well. It's a pretty faded looking color. And I kind of did this part by accident. Using the polished basalt like that up there kind of gives it the effect like it's a bunch of dark windows. That's the vibe I get when I look at that, is just a row of windows up there that are like very hard to actually see through. And big shocker, there's nothing inside here yet, although I do really like the ceiling. It really gives that feel of those like modular ceilings with the fluorescent lights and the air conditioning and all that. So I'm gonna figure out the details and the window situation later. I really wanted to get this Wi-Fi tower up. Look at those redstone torches up there. Makes it look so nice, lit up there. I love the nighttime, but I hate the rain. Grr, it's still raining. Fantastic. Look at this tower. Look at how I use the walls. And I used the iron bars kind of in tandem. It really helped shape it a little more, make it feel a little more smooth. Before I had the walls in there, the iron bars just felt a little too thick and there wasn't enough way to make it shape like that. Oh yeah, I forgot EZO's online. I thought he was just AFK. It's like middle of the night over there in France right now. Also, I've been working on the mushroom factory. You can see that mushroom up there? I'm toying with a little bit of some decor on the outside. 4 deaths in lava, good lord. What has this man been up to? So I think I want a few mushrooms like that, but also I want some graffiti, I want some sign work. And you'll notice that I specifically used amethyst. The same reason why I used this faded purple look for this building. I need to start working in more purples into Barreleye Bay, because that's the overall color scheme I'm going for here in Barreleye Bay. A lot of dark shades of black and gray, but then for the color, the seafoam green, and some little pops of purple. Purple, purple, purple. It's kind of like the pink situation in Calcite Cove. I think color-wise, this place is really starting to form that identity really strongly. So that's where Barreleye Bay is. It's in the finalization stage. I'm detailing it more. The creation of this communication tower building means that this entire side of the street is done now. There's definitely still a lot of work to do. And the big thing that still needs to be done is the power plant all the way at the end of the street. And stuff in the ocean as well. But because it's been so long, I want to focus on Calcite Cove for now. Seeking refuge from the rain, I'd like to show off that I've done a few more banners here and there during my time on Barreleye Bay. That one's new, Velocity Design Comfort. I think that one came out really well. Aviary, OK Computer, Tyranny, the Soft Bulletin. That one came out really well. I really struggled with Atrocity Exhibition. It doesn't look very good, but at the same time, I can't figure out how to make it any better. I legit think I'm gonna make like a topster station at spawn at this point because I've created so many of these. Now I feel like I need to make somewhere even bigger than this to show all of these off. EZO admiring the 5G. I'm feeling the vaccine. This is such a cool cave. Okay, so the reason I'm in this cave is because I'm looking for Deepsite Emerald ore again. In one of his most recent videos, Cub Fan found Deepsite Emerald ore by caving And oh my gosh, dude, it's been so long. There it is. Rarest block in the game. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's so funny, within like 10 minutes of trying out Cub's method of obtaining this block. There we go. There we go. Never before collected. New recipes unlocked. Rarest block ever. Wow. This is a historic moment. After all these months, and it's been since February that I built the original version of this building. Get out of here, Filbert. Get out of here. Bam! There we go. I have every single ore and ore block in the game. I also forgot about the tourist jewel thief, dude. He's still there. Caves and cliffs more than doubled the amount of ore blocks, especially with all the copper. But then, you know, there's all the deep slate variants. So collecting them all has become really fun, thanks to Caves and Cliffs. Seeing this place finally complete gives me so much joy, seeing them all together like this. Paired with being one of my favorite designed buildings on the server, this building entirely just gives me so much joy overall. It really does feel like the end of an era here. Oh my gosh. Deep Slate Emerald was kind of one of my antagonists of the server. My current antagonists are the goats, because I keep getting the same 3 sounds out of them. Look at all these sings and these ponders and these seeks. I've had enough. I want a new sound already. There's like 7, right? Or 9? Well, there's a whole lot more than 3, but 3 is all the goats are giving me. Grr. Before I do any serious building, I want to see what the end is like with this Distant Horizons mod. Oh, and I may as well patch my wings up before I do. Enderman. Hiya! That was easy. I forgot I named it Chicken Wing Chicken Wing. This place is different from the last time I was here. Cool though. Oh, this was not here before. Yeah, Izo was in here earlier and he gave me this idea. Also, bro lost his wings. And I have a few extras. I'm gonna give him one, but I may as well make the wings back, you know, while I'm trying this thing out. Barrel? I was expecting real human balls in there. Oh, that must be so funny out of context if this is the first video you watch. Okay, yes, this is exactly what I was hoping for. You see that? Distant Horizons is going to make it super easy to know where I've looked already and where I haven't. If only I was using it from the beginning. Because at first, I think I'm still gonna run into a lot of the same places. But now I know I don't go that way. See, like this tiny little guy, for example? Been there, done that. But if I just fly in a straight line for a while, I can look behind me and see everything that I've generated. I mean, there's still a limit, but... oh, it's pretty far. It's pretty far. Just like I thought, it's working really well. Look at that. Look at that! You can totally see where the end cities are. And the fact that I can see them over there, far away, means I've been there already. Ooh, and would you look at that? A hopefully not raided end ship. Oh, and it's been raided. There's a hole in it. But, now it's loaded in, I know not to come back this direction. Not only is this mod super useful for end raiding, but look at how amazing this looks. Being able to see that far out into the end, that's a trip. You may consider what I'm doing a bit cheaty, but you know what? Who cares? End rating is so lame. The end needs an update so bad. The fact that I have to do something like this to make it more bearable screams end update now. No! Sad to see. But I think I just found an untaken ship. I see that shulker there. Ooh, yep, wings, baby. Also head. That's what it's all about. Bird head, bird head, bird head, bird head, bird head, bird head. It's just crazy knowing I can look out and see where the major end island is. The first major update I want to do to Calcite Cove, now that I'm finally back, is this theater. Ever since I really started diving into the Barreleye Bay project, this theater has been bugging me endlessly just because this is the big building you see from Barreleye Bay when you look back to Calcite Cove. And it's not a good thing to look back on. I want to look back at Calcite Cove and see a build as good as the Geology Museum, or any part of this lovely, beautiful alley. So this theater has got to go. And I was super inspired at work today. I came up with the design while I was there, drew it up on a piece of paper, and I've already got the new design figured out, so out with the in with the new. This looks funny. The building is naked. You can see its insides from the outside. It's like I got X-ray vision and I can see the parameters that I'm working with. But it's real and I genuinely can see it. So it's still gonna be the same movie theater inside. I have no problem with the interior design. I mean, this building was built for its interior. I kind of slapped the outside together as an afterthought. And that is now a thing that I'm rectifying. And you can kind of tell the restraints that I'm working with here. Because of the way the interior is designed, I couldn't do any big, massive shaping on this wall. Unless I wanted to incorporate this red concrete into the design of the outside, this wall had to be flat for the most part. The design I came up with kinda eats into the sidewalk a little bit. But now that the old shell of this place is gone, new blocks can finally start to get placed. Oh boy. I'm having one of those design conflicts with the actual structure moments. I gotta figure out how to fit this redstone so that it doesn't jut out right here. I mean, this is just a loop, right? Like, can't I just do that loop, like, vertically? And I had an extra observer there because it kind of was forming the back wall here, just to keep it symmetric. I think I'm just gonna move it to the ceiling here, because if I were to feed it through the side, the back of the observer would have to go this way, and something would have to activate it up here, and I don't want that. Alright, I think problem solved. Same exact loop going, same exact function here. Problem solved, and the design I'm building up can continue as is. Okay, this is painful. Not the building's great. Not the tree either, the tree's cool. But I accidentally built it one block too far in. And that really hurts. I don't want to have to shift it all one block this way. But I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it here. The reason I want to shift it one block this way is because there's supposed to be a double wall here, where there would be another wall on the exterior here with red nether brick. But now that I think about it, I repeated that design over here on this face, and there's no way with the wall thickness here that I could do that double thick trick. Not without removing this layer of depth here. So mistakes into miracles, I've decided I'm simply going to make the walls in here red nether brick, at least on this section. I might continue it throughout the whole interior, I don't know. I'm already using that as the cushions. I guess that's an interior problem to figure out later, but I think it's already in a pretty good position. It's already in a pretty good spot. This seems like a good distance from the road already. I don't think I really need to change anything for that reason. So you know what? I'm gonna roll with the way that I built it, and I'm gonna figure out that interior later, as I said. But yeah, you can see I've designed this new version to be way more corner-centric. It's a really good design. Way better block palette, way better shaping. There's a big diagonal section up there that's gonna be there. I'm gonna stop talking and keep cracking on. I did a thing! I built it up! It's mostly finished. Mostly. Look at how good this looks compared to the old one. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with that Geology Museum redesign. This is what it used to look like. Now look back at it. Now look. It's so much better now. There are many design elements that are the same. Like I still have the sign, although I changed it out for mangrove. Used to be crimson, and I kept this overhang with the glowstone light bulbs underneath. I want to put some banners up here for some movie titles. Like I can have 2 different movie titles on each side. Compared to the old design, that's way easier to do now, so I'm gonna do that. There's a whole lot more shape to this design, especially just right down here. Like you've got this outer column post layer, you've got the archway layer, and then you have the walls right up here that kind of indent a little more. And then the actual wall where the door is indented 1 block inwards as well. And then this sign juts out, this sign juts out, this thing is on the side now. The tower and the diagonal 2nd floor section. I kept the glazed terracotta section the same, although obviously it's in a different position now. But I wanted to keep those colors in there, even though the entire building has changed. And it used to be red, it's just a different kind of red now. Instead of a faded, more pastel red look, I went for a much darker look, a much more bricky and mangrove inclusive design. Because mangrove wasn't even in the game for that first design, so I have new red options at my disposal. And you know, Barreleye Bay has been fun, but its color scheme is kind of limiting in that I can't use much red there without it feeling out of place. So I really wanted to use some mangrove again. And combining that with red nether brick, I thought, hey, that's pretty perfect. You got some black stone for the dark areas. And then I felt as though for the more foundational first floor section here, working some mud bricks into the base was a good idea. Kind of the same idea with the geology museum, working the deep slate into the bottom layer because it's kind of the more foundational material. When you're building a building like this with several layers to it, it's good to add that type of realism, even if it's like just implied. If the bottom floor is made out of more materials that just logically have more support, more strength to it compared to the floors above it, you know, that follows. So it's a lot more wooden up there, but more bricky down here. Plus, it's a good color combo. I have not been using mud bricks that much, and I wanted to make some sort of color scheme that took advantage of it. And I think mixing it with these red tones really brings it out. It's a good combo, what can I say? I feel like I almost kind of got lucky with this one. I'm not that good of a builder. Trust me, I'm still working my way up there. This was me just getting lucky. I mean, maybe I am a much better builder so long as I make the first design on paper. Because both that theater, oh, look at how good it looks over there now. Both that theater and the Geology Museum, I designed on paper before I placed a single block. Now, designing these buildings in creative already gives you a lot of opportunities and leeways to change things up. But it's way easier if it's on paper first. If you want to make a section of the building more interesting, or if you want to change it up, make it wildly different, then simply erasing a line or two and drawing some new ones is way easier than destroying a bunch of blocks in creative, then placing a bunch of new blocks in creative. So that's my advice of the day. If you want to get really good at building in Minecraft, just draw. Just draw on paper in real life. It genuinely has made some of these builds so much better than it could have been if I had only designed them here in Minecraft. Also, as you can see over here, this wall isn't boring anymore. I had the opportunity to put in 3 sections of 5x5 pixel artwork here. Dividing up a wall like this really helps with helping figure out what to do with it. And I didn't have that previous wall divided up at all. Now, placing these pillars here does kind of eat into the sidewalk here, but I think it still looks really good. It's not like super intrusive, and it really aids the build. And I decided for now, I don't know if these are going to be permanent, but I was Googling some 5x5 pixel art ideas, and I came across this dude making a bunch of album covers. So that's what I went with for now. Obviously, it doesn't really make that much sense. You know, this is a movie theater, not a concert hall. This would make a lot more sense by the record store, you know, a building a few blocks down. But it is still a part of the entertainment sector, I would say, of Calcite Cove. And I don't know, I can easily swap this out whenever I feel like it. It's not that hard. Can you tell what each of these album covers are? I mean, you may not know what they are. I don't know who you are, who I'm talking to right now, but this is Close to the Edge by Yes. This is F Sharp, A Sharp Infinity by Godspeedy Black Emperor. And this is OK Computer by Radiohead. You should probably know this one. If I think up some 5x5 designs that actually works with the movie theme, then I will put it in here. But to fill the space, those are there for now, and they do look genuinely cool. Now the question comes, what am I going to do next? I'm actually kind of unsure. I do know that I need to finish the alley. You know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do next, because technically, I never finished this. I was wondering whether to put some sort of facade over here, or if I should just make some sort of retaining wall. Here's something I need to keep in mind, though, is the funny pub is still not fully covered. Okay, it's mostly over here. I think that's more of a problem for this area. This space is weird and kind of forgotten, like, this has been here for a while, just sitting out in the open for almost an entire year now. So this back edge of Calcite Cove, I need to tidy up. And if the land is gonna start going up right past these buildings, then I may want to take advantage of that. I guess right here is where the mountain I'm envisioning would start, but that's a project for the future. I need to focus on the now. How did you escape? How did you escape? Fabio Butterman, what are you doing? What are you doing out here? Oh, well, this would explain it. This would explain a few things. That has to be an Enderman. This is why I hate Endermen. This is why Enderman griefing has to go. It is super annoying. Did he take any from my wall? What? He took it from something, because I don't just have clay laying around. It's gotta be from this building somewhere, huh? Why? Why is that even possible? It's all the way up there. Can Enderman really reach up there? Earlier, an Enderman stole this block off of my building. I really hate Endermen. And just yesterday I was looking in the Witterson's estate for some materials, and the Enderman's just walking around in there. Who's worse, dolphins or Endermen? It's actually a hard question for me. Okay, this is a bit insane. I just flew over here to see what Izo's up to. And I'm just seeing all of the trees in front of me despawn out. You see that over there? I think that's all of it, but wow, look at this area now. I don't know what Izo's got planned, but this is exciting. Hey! I see you up there. I see you walking around in the window. Yeah, you're not paying rent. You're not allowed to live here. Hey, get out, get out, get out, get out. We have a no Enderman policy. I am admiring the view of my lovely new theater from atop this building, and this dude is just walking around in there. Oh, they make me mad. Now they're taunting me like, haha, we live in your town now. We're not even paying rent. I'm making it a law. Right here, right now. Calcite Cove. If you see an Enderman, kill on sight. Let me do some quick plugin searching to see if there's anything good for anti-Enderman griefing in 1.19.2. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting it to work. But the no mob griefing plugin, that hasn't been updated since 1.18, it still works. It's still here. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Why did that take me since June? Why did that take me 5 months? It did not take me that long the first time. I mean, to be fair, the plugin has not been updated for 1.19, so I really wasn't expecting anything. But wow, all this time, I really should have tried it. In case you want an understanding of how annoying it is, look at the landscape down here. Now, obviously, it's not as extreme in the overworld, because this is a biome where these dudes are the only thing that spawn. But over time, and especially with just how much we play, it does get really annoying and really noticeable. Be free! Be out there in the world! Yesterday, I did a big stream, and I decided at the end of it that, you know what, it's time. The villagers have got to start just wandering around out here. The frog has shown an interest in music. Good. Good for him. But yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy just wandering around. He's excited that his friend is out here, trapped in the minecart still. I think they want back inside because their parents are in there, and just because, you know, beds in general. There's a ton of them in there. But here's what I was up to on stream. I kind of mostly fleshed out the back of this alley, and there's now stairs up to this upper little balcony section, 2 more tables, and now there's like this deep slate support archway down to the funny pub. And yeah, it looks really good. Gonna further detail it a lot. That parrot in there is telling me there's a zombie nearby. I'm not quite sure how to continue this section yet, because I want there to be a trail here that starts going up the mountain that does not exist yet. So as soon as I start working on the mountain, I will know how to make that trail, that transition here happen. But for now, I don't know. I was gonna put a bookstore up there, just a tiny little thing, but I don't know if that'll fit. Inside here, oh hey Tomba. Tomba was helping me build. I was working out more of the cafe. I decided to put up a big sign here that isn't like an actual sign. Some brewing stations to brew some coffee. I need to put a bunch of machines here. I didn't figure that part out yet. But I got a microphone up here on the stage. I got a keyboard. The keyboard's a little awkward because it's technically floating. If there's a better way to do that, instead of just using fence posts, let me know. Because I do like the fact that there's like the 2 sides of here, like the 2 supports. So if there's another way to achieve that, I might just use trapdoors now that I think about it. And I don't know if that anchor is staying, but I've been putting a few more anchors around Calcite Cove because I want to just decorate this place a little more to tie in the oceany, coastal theming that much more. So obviously an anchor makes a lot of sense near the boat shack. And here at Captain Shimmy's, I put an anchor here, hanging from the side, because there's kind of a vague pirate theme to this building. I also spruced up the interior in here as well. I did the same thing I did in Shell City, using these trapdoors like they're fish nets, and I put a bunch more mini blocks and stuff on top of these shelves. Now this dude has a lovely kelp dinner, and he isn't just starving. Let me out. I put another anchor here in the antique store. I need to start filling this place with just a bunch of random junk like that. It needs to be very messy in there, and it's still very sparse. And I made the sidewall a little less boring by installing more windows. I just did a lot of little general things. I almost accidentally drowned this Garfield. Let's not talk about that part. Get out of here. It's not Halloween anymore. Okay, some of these cobwebs I actually chose to stick around just because I felt like they fit the build. Like that cobweb right there, there's already a bunch of cobwebs inside. I don't know, it feels like it fits. It's an old, creaky pirate building. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep this one, but I feel like it's good to have something in between these two buildings, rather than just nothing. But I'll come back in there with bushes and whatnot, and I'll see if I still want it there. Oh, one of the babies finally grew up. You know, I need to encourage them to go over to the residential area, where actually some of those buildings don't even have beds in them yet. It's working! It's working. I can't lure the baby with a job block, obviously, but unless he wants a job, I'm not opposed to giving this kid some like child labor to do if that's truly what he wants. But yeah, fleshing out the villager situation is something I'm gonna do later. I was already starting on that last stream because I put a dude here, and when I broke the minecart, he popped out and I just rolled with it because this is a double carpet, and I did that because of AI purposes, kind of reducing lag. Supposedly this turns off villager AI, which helps really cut down on resources for the server. But I don't know, maybe keeping him in the minecart would have done the exact same thing. Like, obviously he can't walk around on that minecart, so maybe I'm overthinking it. But yeah, look at this lovely cabin full of nothing. This is something I gotta work on now. If I'm gonna have a bunch of villagers in my residential area, well, then they can't just live in empty houses. This is the funniest thing ever. I'm breeding up the villagers, I'm setting them free, and they're all just becoming record shoppers. All of them just run straight to the record store and start flipping through all these records. They are all Rate Your Music users. Even the frog is into it. Why is he here? Let's see, we got a fisherman because there's a barrel in there. We got a leather worker. This dude's basically homeless. Like at night, he just kind of stays here in the park and he kind of looks at his trash can. Kind of unfortunate, but it does tie into the California theme. Like I went around and I placed a bunch of beds inside these buildings over here, but I guess I just kind of gotta usher them over to this area. This is so funny. They're all just kind of conglomerating in the park right now. Kind of near the bell, which makes me wonder. Oh. That's so funny. They're running. Oh, they're running for the burgers. They want a burger so bad. It's burger time. One thing I really ought to do now is free the first tourist. Like, okay, you've served your time here long enough for trying to steal the emeralds and all the diamonds and whatnot. Be free. Come on, you want to go to the bed. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yep, there we go. Honestly, he kind of fits in here. He's kind of like the museum tour guide. So, if he sticks around and he just stays in this building, then that's cool. Look at them all! Why do they all go to the burger store? Oh my gosh, we got so many customers. Rev up the fryers, man. Wow, so I have been really busy this week because I just edited down the footage and I have got more than enough for this episode, so I guess that's gonna do it. Thank you for watching. I have loved what I've been doing here in Calcite Cove. I love being back here. Not to throw shade at Barreleye Bay, but this is a project that I'm already so close to completion. Well, of Calcite Cove 2.0 that is. I've technically already done the first draft. But yeah, everything around here is starting to look so much better than before, and I hope to keep continuing that into next episode. So yeah, thank you for watching. Tune into the next one, because we're gonna keep making magic here.